Brought to you by Dog Claw Products.
After 6 months of driving this thing, it's beat up. I've never pulled any maintenance. I'm going to pull some maintenance on it. What I am going to do is I am going to, clean it, give it a nice bath. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to remove all the electronics, servo, ESC, and motor. I'm going to take all those out, and I'm just going to take my pressure washer to this thing and pressure wash it. Once I get everything nice and clean, I'm going to go ahead and strip the shocks down. I've got one blown. You can feel when they're blown when you put your hands back here, because this one's nice and cushy. It's going down nice and slow, and this one's just shooting down real fast. So I can tell there's no oil. And these are RC shocks. Oil is always going to leak out of your RC shocks. I've got some tips for you guys to help you out, when rebuilding the shocks, and we will definitely go over those. So what my plan here for, just off the top of my head, for this Losi Mini 8 is I'm going to run 30 weight oil up front. I'm going to run the 25 in the rear. I like to run a little bit lighter in the rear. It gives you more of a kick up because it'll rebound faster with the lighter oil. I'm also going to stuff the differentials with 100,000 weight super silicone diff fluid. This stuff is nasty, nasty. You want to definitely use, you can see how thick it is. It's crazy. It won't even move barely. I know it's not a sealed diff, and that's why I'm going so thick here. If it were, I could, tune it a little bit, but I just need something thick to kind of gum this up so I can get more traction up front. I'm definitely going to put the 100,000 up front. I might put some 50,000 in the rear, or just go ahead and put the 100,000 in. Typically, you usually want a little bit heavier diff fluid up front. Gives you a little bit more front pull, because you get both wheels grabbed. I'm going to go ahead and throw, since these tires are a little bit older and worn, I'm going to go ahead and throw some of this Paragon on the tires and just roach these tires off. It probably give me a little bit more traction on the hard stuff out there, and they'll soften these tires up a little bit so I can roach these tires and buy some new ones. That's another nice thing about this car is, you're paying $7 for a set of tires. Any 10th scale vehicle, you're going to be paying $25 to $30 for a set of wheels and tires. So definitely much cheaper to maintain this, and of course you're using less shock fluid, less everything. So we've already got a smaller pinion on here. I believe it's the 12 tooth or 13 tooth I have on here. I think it comes stock with 16 or something, but in the bag of Losi, they give you 3 pinions, and I think I'm using the middle one was the best one out of that package for me as far as heat and performance. But that was on a smaller track, so geared to what you're liking. So bunch of cleaning. I'm going to do a bunch of cleaning here. I'm going to get in all the bearings. I'm going to do some, carburetor clean, all the metal stuff. I got a little brush here. My little tub here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this thing. Go ahead and just rip it apart. It's not that hard of a vehicle to put together. Just put the screws back. There are different size screws, so when you take something apart, take it apart and put the screw back in its home, just so it stays there, because there are some different size little screws here. And of course I'm going to be using my little $50 tool here that's got all my little Allens. This thing is sweet. Don't buy them all separate, the little separate ones. You get these, and then that way you can use it on your little drill. Talk to you guys when this is done.
The Dog Claw. Your dog wants one.